Hey, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and before we get into week number 3 of our Tech High School series, let's go ahead and take a look at our Power 5 rankings after 2 weeks of spring action. And just like we kick off our weeks with Valorant, let's start there with Division 1. Boyertown holding it down at the number 5 spot, sitting at 1-1, bouncing back this past week with a big 2-0 win over Portage Area. Franklin Regional coming in at that number 4 spot, also sitting at 1-1, but they did have to play the GOATs from Altoona. Now, Bishop Guilfoyle was able to start their season in week number 2 with a 13-0 over West Green, slotting them in at the number 3 spot. Forest Hills is going to be rocking that number 2 spot, 2-0 currently, but was pushed into overtime this past week against Penn Trafford, winning 14-12. And it's going to be Greater Altoona, as we mentioned earlier, able to take down number 4 Franklin Regional this week, still undefeated for the semester, and at that number 1 spot. In Division 2, we still got the GOATs of TEC Valorant in that top 5, but for now, they sit at 5, sitting currently at 1-1, but had a tough draw against Franklin Regional. Albert Gallatin were able to start off their season with a dub against West Branch, only dropping a single round, putting them in at number 4. Richland had the week off, but seeing as they still haven't dropped a round, we couldn't drop them outside of the top 3. Franklin Regional took down the GOATs of TEC Valorant in dominant fashion, putting them in at the number 2 spot. And Blacklick Valley High School had dropped just 5 rounds through their first 2 games, 4 of which came this past weekend against Portage Area, and they'll be sitting at number 1. Gateway started off their season in a knockout drag-em-out series that went all 5 against Boyertown, putting Gateway at number 5 for now. Carmichael's area is going to slide in at that number 4 spot for now, 2-0, and was able to prevent the reverse sweep against Greenberg Central in week number 2. Albert Gallatin drifts into that number 3 spot as they were able to take down Winber by a series score of 3-1. California area are still holding it down in that number 2 spot at 2-0 and were able to sweep Laurel Highlands this past week. And that of course leaves Forest Hills, our fall champions, still sit undefeated. And as they add another sweep to their win streak here in TEC Rocket League, sitting at the top at number 1. In our Division 2 Rocket League, just like our Valorant top 5s, our D1 team still makes that top 5 for D2, as Forest Hills also comes in at number 5. Richland slides in at that number 4 spot with a dub against Brownsville area in their week 2 action. Boyertown were taking the distance in their matchup against Westmont Hilltop, but following a sweep in week number 1, they'll be our number 3 squad. Gateway drifts in at the number 2 spot after starting their D2 season with a sweep after having a week off in week number 1, which leaves us with Jefferson Morgan in that pole position right now. Off the back of a second sweep to start off their spring, let's see how long they can keep this streak going. And of course, you can't forget that on Wednesday, we Overwatch. And in Division 1, Raiders Johnstown were able to bounce back after a tough loss in week 1 with a sweep against Chartiers Houston, moving them into the 5 spot. Boyertown holding it down in the 4 spot after also bouncing back from a week 1 loss with a big sweep against Portage Area. Gateway were able to start off their season with a big sweep against Forest Hills, putting them in at the 3 spot. Winber was able to follow up their sweep in week 1 with another one in week number 2, sliding them in at 2nd. But they're still looking up at Central Cambria in that pole position, who was also able to sweep both of their matchups so far in the spring. And in Division 2 action, we've seen nothing but sweeps so far this season. In at 5 is Uniontown started off their D2 season with a dub against Chartiers Houston. Our number 4 squad is going to be Penn Trafford, who started off their season with a win against Moshannon Valley. West Branch was able to take down Ferndale in their semester opener, putting them in at 3rd. Franklin Regional's win against Portage Area is going to be good enough for that number 2 spot. And sitting in at that top spot is Westmont Hilltop after a big W against Boyertown to start the spring. So don't forget that you guys can tune in each and every week, Monday through Thursday, starting at 2:30 Eastern Time on all of our channels for more Tech High School action. And make sure you're keeping out for our top 5s and more, as we're bringing y'all more content than ever. Make sure that when you guys see those videos, you leave the video a comment, hook it up with a like, and of course, make sure you're subscribing if you're watching over on YouTube. And until we catch y'all back over here for the next one, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TEC High School series. We are in week 4. We've got some exciting Rocket League action for you today. And again, I'm joined with the legend TJ in the booth. How in the heck are we doing today, TJ?
We're doing wonderful. We've got 3 matches up here today. I mean, we had an excellent time watching some Valorant yesterday, but now we've got
Yes.
another great high school esport, Rocket League. We got 3 matches. First one up, though, going to be Albert Gallatin versus Penn Trafford, 2 of the top 5 teams so far in this season. But I think, we've reached the point where this is the time for teams to start breaking out, or, the times where some teams fall into slumps. And I think that we're really approaching that midseason madness where every single week starts to matter more and more.
Yeah, and Albert Gallatin is one of these brand new schools that's been performing very, very well. They are 3-0 off to start. They haven't had a tough start to their schedule, though. I feel like Penn Trafford is going to be their first true test. Penn Trafford 2-1, certainly a staple of TEC for a long time. So I think that this is going to be a very, very good challenge for Albert Gallatin today, and we can kind of see where they fit amongst some of these other top tier teams.
Yeah, we're getting the players loaded into the lobby. Game 1 about to be on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Albert Gallatin, Penn Trafford, best of 5 here, and we're ready to go. Game number 1 underway as the kickoff.
Yeah, again, I love these best of 5s. It gives them a little bit more leeway if you do have a bad game. We know in Rocket League, consistency is key. You have to play great for 5 minutes, and you allow up into the air, already showcasing some of those mechanical abilities. But now it's Johnny on the counterattack. Both of these teams kind of feeling each other out. A shot from Benjamin, who almost finds the back of the net, but Yolau will find the stop.
Yeah, it looks like FadeX trying to bring it all the way down to the other side of the field, and that's going to be Albert Gallatin opening things up. One of my biggest concerns, when we talked about before the stream start, is that Albert Gallatin, despite being 3-0, their 3-0 victory is against the bottom 3 teams so far in the league. So, looking to see if that 3-0 truly means something against another team that sits in the top 5 standings.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's why this is a true test for AG here today, to really showcase those skills and kind of let the league know that they are here to play. They are a top contender already with a 1-0 lead. But there's Johnny looking for the double tap. Can't quite find the connection here. Now the counterattack coming on. FadeX will recollect the boost here as well. And now the ball floating around midfield. Blix has an opportunity, fires a shot. The defensive stop is there. And both of these teams right now finding a little back and forth action.
Johnny looking to bring this ball off the ceiling. A little bit spaced out from it, though. It's not going to be successful as FadeX continuing to carry the ball downfield. Now in the hands of Yolau, but nothing to come of it. Blix, the ball passed back to him. Up to FadeX, doesn't need to touch it. Johnny makes the save late. We're a minute down. Albert Gallatin still with a strong lead here. Penn Trafford looking to equalize as the ball currently just stuffed in their corner.
Stuffed into the corner here, trying to alleviate some of this pressure as FadeX will find a big demo as well. Blix able to get to the ball first here as well. High and dry, looking to tap it off the backboard for the teammate, but FadeX unable to get up high enough in time. And then we'll save this one here. Extrinsia looking for the counterattack as well. We'll find a secondary touch, but does get a little away from the ball. Pinchman at midfield, looking to keep the drive alive. And again, both of these teams really just feeling each other out. We've got a lot of big booming plays here at the moment, TJ.
Yeah, no real possession. Haven't seen a lot of passes out yet from either team, as I think the one goal from FadeX was just a slip through the cracks for Penn Trafford. It seems that they've found some equalization of their own, but they do need to start working on these passing plays. FadeX is continuing to drive this ball downfield. It's going to be tapped away by Benjamin, though, as it reaches both sides of the field. Johnny up for this one. A demo comes through onto a member of Penn Trafford, as it's now a 2 versus 3. FadeX makes the save. Stop from Johnny. Going to be an easy save to work with. Blix, I think, found a touch on that ball. FadeX trying to keep it in the corner. Extrinsia has to make the clear and will do so successfully. Yolau, another shot on target. Benjamin with the save, and Johnny able to make it clear. We've really got to see Penn Trafford working on these passes plays. Same with Albert Gallatin. I think the one goal score on here doesn't say too much about this game, but I really want to see the ball being passed between parts instead of just boom from side to side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, really, sometimes these first games can be like that. Unfortunately, the defense steps a little too far forward here, and Yolau will walk the dog on into the back of the net. Now up by 2, just past that halfway point.
Yeah, 2 minutes left for Penn Trafford to work with, and it's just another one of those long balls caught. I think Penn Trafford is just getting caught a little bit too aggressive, trying to work things down. They've got to work on their third man cycling, making sure that somebody's back to make those saves, but I think there's still plenty of time left in this game for them to bring it back. Of course, game one, kind of a fewer game for both teams, as we haven't seen a lot of passing plays yet. Hoping to still see them underway as FadeX is playing off the backboard. A nice 50 for Benjamin, but it's back in the hands of FadeX, who continues to drive this one downfield. Seems to be one of the star players for Albert Gallatin as Johnny bringing it back. Benjamin, a nice interception in the midfield to try and keep it high, but Blix a touch away. And Penn Trafford now bringing it into the Albert Gallatin corner, looking to put themselves on the board here late in game one.
Looking to put themselves on the board. FadeX has other plans. There's that third man rotation coming in from Johnny, and he fires it back with a second chance opportunity. Now just one away from finding the equalizer with 94 seconds on the clock, TJ. That is absolutely plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time to work with. I think Blix just did not look for a powerful clear there. Just a light touch right back into the wheels of Johnny, and a perfect capitalization to bring themselves within one. Now Benjamin is looking for an airplay here, but FadeX, beautiful interception up in the midfield now as Extrencia following this one. Pinch off the car, sent towards the sidewall as players now making their way downfield. Johnny up for it. 30 boost in the tank, looking for something here. Blix a nice clear away. Extrencia a tap up high. No players left to capitalize, though. He's looking to maybe solo it. Benjamin comes in late, but Blix to make the save. Yolau now with a carry. It's a 1-versus-1. Johnny the one-man back. Penn Trafford scurrying back to their net, able to clear that one away. 60 seconds left on the clock. Extrencia hard clear away. Blix yet another interception. Penn Trafford just really need to work on slowing this ball down. It's slowly working it downfield instead of these booms that send it right back to their side of the field.
Yeah, a lot of booming clears back and forth, looking for those big breakaway plays. We get to see some of those crosses there late near that goal, setting up the teammates, looking for those plays off the backboard. FadeX looking to go up and find the touch, but he can't get there in time. And Johnny finds the wide open net here and the equalizer with just 36 seconds left. TJ, we very well could see an overtime here in game number one.
Yeah, would love to see it overtime. FadeX just a little bit unfortunate. They're trying to work off of Blix's high touch save, and 30 seconds left. I mean, still plenty of time for even another score here from Johnny, looking for the hat trick, but Yolau going to clear that one away. A nice pinch from Extrencia to keep that one in the midfield as his teammates work their way back for boost. A clear from Yolau as FadeX looking to follow that one. Johnny, though, already with control of the corner. Another touch to clear that one away. Extrencia won't follow, but Johnny will. Hungry for a third goal, hungry for no overtime. Benjamin up for it. It's a touchdown. Blix to make the save. And now the ball in Albert Gallatin's court. 3 seconds left. Johnny, a touch. Looking to hit the floor. They're not going to go in. We have overtime in game number one.
Had that had another 2 seconds, that might have bounced in. The defenders were out of position there, but we will have our first overtime. Nonetheless, who doesn't love some free Rocket League out here on the field today? Benjamin looking to travel, looks to find a nice pass to his teammate. Does, and they connect for the win in overtime from Penn to Johnny. They do it yet again, and man, that one was over as quickly as that overtime began, I think.
Yeah, I mean, basically straight off the kickoff there. Hot as 12 seconds down. Penn Trafford take game one, and we're down 0-2, bring it back 3-2 in a beautiful showcase of events. Johnny with the hat trick, and we finally saw those passing plays open up in overtime. Benjamin, a beautiful pass off the corner sidewall as Albert Gallatin. I think they had a strong start there. I think FadeX had an excellent job, but both teams, I think, after that game one feeler hot, they got to work on, passing to each other and really working the field as a unit instead of just a singular entity.
Yeah, I think we kind of saw Penn Trafford get off to a slow start, but once they got those wheels moving, so to speak, they really picked it up. And, we finally got to see some of those pass plays there in overtime as well, as we saw Penn connect to Johnny there. But Johnny had 7 shots alone, which is still one more than all of AG together combined. So again, Albert had a phenomenal start, but it seemed like they kind of slowed down a little bit in that second half. So, I tend to look for those more aggressive plays, those high flying plays, looking for the passes. And obviously we love the bumps and the demos here as well.
Yeah, I love the bumps. I love the demos. I love seeing, that nitty-gritty play. Team play, of course, doesn't just mean passes. Even if, you have a player just being a disruption, finding those bumps to clear out the net. That's just another thing that you love to see. You love to see that type of coordination out of these players. As game number 2 now on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Benjamin, there's that early demo as FadeX able to make the save. Another shot from Johnny as he just continues to put shots on target. Oh, almost a double touch off the sidewalk. Extrencia to Johnny, not going to be found as the ball floating downfield. Benjamin has to make a save of his own. and yet another clear, a pitch off of Blix's car, and the ball now soaring through the midfield, looking to make its way towards the other side of the pitch as Penn Trafford working things down and looking strong here in game number 2.
Yeah, game number 2 already starting off exciting as we see Extrencia go up into the air for this one on the 50 at midfield. Now the team really succeeding there in that one, but FadeX will continue to keep the drive alive. Extrencia looking for the clear. We'll have a little bit of help from Johnny as well. Gets bumped in the back by FadeX. Blix will take away and pressure toward the net. It's going to be a little wide and to the right, but the opportunities are showing themselves there. Just need that extra little push to try and capitalize as we see Johnny looking for the flick over the head. A bit of a triple commit. All of Penn Trafford down here in front of the net. They have to be careful with that. We saw it come back to haunt them in that previous game where they had these long booming clears that ended up being goals as well.
Yeah, I mean, especially in those moments where the ball is being held so slow by Johnny. Another beautiful save from Blix. But these slow plays from Johnny, you know, if one player from Albert Gallatin found a good 50 there, they would have been fish out of water. They would have been completely screwed over in a goal. Probably would have soared into their own nets as the ball's sitting in front of Albert Gallatin, but still yet to find the back of it. FadeX looking for a redirect here. It's going to be just a little bit too fast for him to catch up to. As Johnny, nice touch off the wall, clearing it away from Blix. Benjamin up for the ball. Air dribble all the way down, but FadeX makes the save. Let Extrencia has to dive back, and Penn Trafford, these offensive plays looking so good. Just need to put the finishing touch to send it to the back of the net.
Yeah, just need that extra push, and now it's FadeX with a nice chip shot over the head pin, barely able to find the save there, but does keep the drive alive once more. Now it's Yolau who fires one. It's going to be off the defender as well, and for the second game in a row, AG will be the first to score. They find themselves up on top here, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of an own goal there from Benjamin. I think Johnny might have been able to make the save if Benjamin didn't make that touch. Regardless, we've seen Penn Trafford down before. They brought themselves back in from rougher score lines as the next kickoff underway. Johnny, a 50 onto Yolau, looking to center it for a teammate down to Benjamin. FadeX, a tap off the backboard. Yolau makes the clear, and Albert Gallatin stays safe. We're almost halfway through this game, ladies and gentlemen, and Penn Trafford still down by 1, but plenty of time to make mistakes from both sides here. Plenty of time for Penn Trafford to make their way back. Plenty of time for Albert Gallatin to double their scoreline. As Johnny now a touch, a redirect. Blix has to make the save. Will do so. An easy one for him. Yolau sitting backfield. Benjamin, a nice touch. It's going to be FadeX to take the 50 up high. Yolau being very safe, and I like that. I think Albert Gallatin, they're playing a much safer game of Rocket League so far, and I think that's what's giving them these goals when they matter.
Yeah, they're certainly very good on these basic fundamentals, the rotations, finding that third man always in that right spot, whereas a lot of times we see Penn Trafford cheating a little far forward, but it has been working out for them once again from Penn to Johnny. The tag team back again. Whoop, there it is.
I mean, we talked about how many shots Johnny had last game. Johnny had 7 shots last game, already has 4. He has more shots than all of Albert Gallatin combined. And I mean, when you put pen to paper, you got to think with that many shots, at some point, the ball has to hit the back of the net. And right there it does. Boom for Johnny as Penn Trafford equalizes with 1:40 now left on this clock. Johnny gets it past FadeX. Yolau, a nice shot. Going to be wide. Johnny to keep it in the corner as Yolau looking to pass off his backboard to Blix, but no! And the ball soaring to the other side of the field. It's going to be just wide off the post. Albert Gallatin safe for now. Johnny center ball. Extrencia demoed, his teammate nowhere to be found. Johnny sends one back in return as 1:20 left here. Benjamin gonna put that one home, and Penn Trafford take yet another lead here in game number 2.
Yeah, you know, it's been pinned to Johnny for a couple times in a row. So Johnny says, hey, let me feed you one here as well. We see the shark come up and grab it as well. But again, we're seeing this teamwork now from Penn Trafford. We're seeing these pass plays, these give and goes, these second and third chance opportunities. And, you know, we talked about how many shots Johnny is getting in each of these games. If I'm AG here, I'm recognizing that, and I'm kind of maybe setting someone out to find some demos onto Johnny. Maybe try to frustrate him a little bit in this game, take him out of the game a little bit more than he has been as well, and kind of slow down that pressure that has been Johnny. I mean, he is all go, go, go. Doing a great job of that boost management here as well.
Yeah, and I think another thing is they're just shadowing a lot of his balls to it. You know, the shots are only coming because they're giving him way too much room to work with. Like, Blix is so far back, nowhere to be found. Extrencia and Johnny going to work together to put a third goal in the back of the net. 3-1 for Penn Trafford here as Johnny and Extrencia. Beautiful team play there. And I mean, Albert Gallatin, they're just giving Johnny way too much space. As you said, whether it's a demo or I think they just need to contest the ball in the midfield before giving him space. And I'm thinking, is there maybe a technical difficulty? I don't
Well,
think
you know, I was
moving.
starting to think that as well, because if you looked at that replay in that last game, we saw Blix just kind of sitting in front of that net. So maybe the controller died or had to pop in some new batteries, but nonetheless, it looks like Blix is back on the field and in action. Unfortunately, down by 2 with only 25 seconds left on the clock is going to be a very, very tough task. And well, with Penn Trafford kind of getting these long booming clears and buying up more and more time, it does look like they will secure game number 2.
And game number 2 is looking to go their way as Yolau makes that save. Have to drive this one downfield and have to give themselves time to play another kickoff in regulation. Not going to happen, though. Game number 2 going the way of Penn Trafford as, again, Johnny just looking absolutely disgusting. 5 shots, 2 assists as well. Only 1 goal to his name, and we see Penn Trafford 1 goal apiece. Yolau had 1 good one. Saves from Albert Gallatin. I like to see it. You know, they're doing well in the net hot. Obviously, you know, with enough shots on target, though. I mean, we're seeing 5, 4, and 3 from each player respectively. And besides Yolau, Fadex, and Blix, not too much offensive pressure. I think they can really bring it back in game 2, in game 3. I'd like to see Albert Gallatin at least take a game or 2 off Penn Trafford. You know, the reverse sweep now on the cards for them. But they've really got to start working into this game and working down Johnny. I think he's their biggest threat.
Yeah, I agree. For the second game in a row, Johnny has 5 shots, which again, if you know, in the previous game, he had 1 more than the total team of AG. This time he ties the team of AG here in that shot number. So again, Albert needs to find a way to get some more shots on target. And again, Johnny's been doing a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if they said, hey, you know, let's find Johnny. Even if we don't get the demo, let's get that bump. Let's get up and contest. If he's in the air, don't wait. Somebody has to get up there and contest him. You can't give him so much space, so much retail to work with, because he seems to capitalize on those opportunities that are in front of the net. So AG, certainly a very talented team. They've came to play. They've given Penn Trafford a close run so far. But again, if they just pick up on some of these minor mistakes, I definitely think that they can take a game away from Penn Trafford here in game number 3 and then begin to climb back into this series.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. They have plenty. I think, you know, these first 2 games, you know, the notes are written down. They know what they have to do to take down this team, and it's one name, and it's really Johnny at this point. I mean, Extrencia and Benjamin have been doing an excellent job as well supporting his plays, but the amount of shots on target and just the amount of drive that he's had on this ball to bring it from one side of the pitch to the other, you know, he's your biggest threat. You have to work him down. As game number 3 now underway, ladies and gentlemen. Benjamin up on the sidewall here, setting that one high. Yolau able to make the clear and looking to continue on the sidewall. Has boots to work with, but not going to find a strong touch Extrencia to make that clear. First 30 seconds down, and it just seems like yet another feeler for Albert Gallatin. Blix playing slow. Fadex doesn't jump up for that one, and I like this resistance from Albert Gallatin, you know, trying to play smarter here, but Benjamin, a beautiful double tap. And, you know, so far, we've seen games where Penn Trafford are start down, but this time they're starting up, and they're looking really, really solid.
Yeah, you know, they've won the last 2 games, but they did so from coming from behind. So here in game number 3, they take the lead. We saw some good communication, no double commits there. Yolau goes up for the first ball. Unfortunately, doesn't get the booming clear they need. Blix can't get up in time to save that one. So they find themselves down by 1, and the pressure continuing here from Penn Trafford. I think the confidence now exuberated out here on the pitch as they continue to pick up momentum. A bit of a double commit there as they bump into each other. But again, that 3rd-man rotation on point, coming in to keep the ball down here in the territory of AG. And that's one thing that Penn Trafford has done. Not only have they controlled possession of the ball, but they've controlled the field domination as well. We see another demo from Johnny, which is kind of what we want to see from the AG team, right? We need to see them get more aggressive here.
Yeah, that aggression is absolutely key to put themselves in a tie game scenario now. This isn't a game where they start up. As Blix now trying to carry this one downfield, going to get it past Extrencia, going to be rolling up. The water falling off the sidewall. It's going to be in the wheels of Yolau, who sends it out to the side. And just right back into the hands of Penn Trafford here, Hot. I think, you know, they'll take it. I'm going to eat my words. You know, I was going to say, you know, I'd like to see them try and play, you know, the passes to each other instead of, you know, a 50 that's going to send the ball away. But it works out. Albert Gallatin going to equalize. Yolau with a nice shot. As FadeX, not
Yeah,
sure
those
if
look like
there's
we
a
lost a
technical
player on the other side, unfortunately. And you know, every team gets a caster blessing. You know, you get one a series. So you know, I think Yellow took his caster blessing from you there on that previous goal, TJ. But they are able to get FadeX back into the game here, so no real damage done. Still tied up at 1, and you know, game 3 looking to be the most exciting one yet.
Yeah, I like to see Albert Gallatin working the way back in. That is, you know, the first time this series, however, we've seen Albert Gallatin score a goal after Penn Trafford had scored a goal. So it's good to see that they at least, you know, can meet them with the same force. As the ball now being brought back down to the Albert Gallatin side of the field. A nice touch from Yalau to try and bring this one yet again. Going to whiff on that ball, though. Benjamin opts to not jump for it. Hands it over to Johnny, who looks to carry this one down and far. Double touch opportunity. The angle not going to be found. Benjamin, though, looking to keep this one in the corner. FadeX, though, makes the clear. 2 minutes left. Tie game. Still plenty of time for a team to score a goal here. FadeX, there's the demo on the Johnny we like to see. And another one.
Yeah, 2 big demos to open up the space back there, and one more as well. Unfortunately, nobody able to capitalize on the open net, but still looking for more opportunities, looking for ways to slow Johnny down, and this is what they need to do. We see a bit of a triple commit there from Penn Trafford as well, so maybe some of these bumps and demos are causing a little bit of confusion down there on the other side of things. The chip over off the crossbar, and FadeX does it dirty. 146, and AG back on top by 1.
Yeah, gets it right past Extrency there. Beautiful touch. Reads that it's going to go crossbar down. Opts to send his car towards the floor. Pinches it off the ground. Albert Gallatin up 2-1. 1 minute and 46 seconds left on the clock. Another kickoff. Now the ball in the hands of Johnny. What can he do for his team? A pass over to Benjamin. Blix with a beautiful save, keeping that one out. Now it's Extrencia's turn up in the air. Shot on target. Yolau to keep that one away. Benjamin, a little bit of boost stealing as well. Albert Gallatin looking starved here. Johnny, there's the shot. Saved yet again by FadeX. Benjamin's turn. No Extrencia. Not able to find the shot, and Blix finally able to get the ball away. It's on target. Nobody's home for Penn Trafford and Albert Gallatin. 3 in a row with 1 minute and 18 left.
We talked about Penn Trafford being hungry for these goals and sending all 3 a bit too far forward. These long booming clears. And here's another one. It shows Blix from a distance, finding him, giving him that 2-point cushion, now being able to be in the driver's seat, not out of deep water just yet. As we know, 1 minute and 15 is plenty of time in a game like Rocket League, but we've seen a bit of a momentum shift here from AG. Really, it's been Penn Trafford who's kind of been showing up and showing out in these first 2 games, but AG has flipped the switch and they've came to play.
Now 1 minute left for Penn Trafford to try and work their way back into this one. Albert Gallatin looking strong as ever in game number 3. Game plan seems to be locked and loaded. Extrencia hard shot down. Benjamin looking for the redirect, not going to be found as Yalau carrying this one down on demo and still has that ball control. No pass found. The 50 from Johnny keeps that one away. Blix has to work back, doesn't want to give up too much space on the field. Extrencia, nice save to keep that one away. Looking to work this one down. Johnny's demoed. It's on Extrencia. Can't find the shot. Benjamin to work back. Johnny spawns on top of the ball. 30 seconds. Penn Trafford need a lifeline here, hot. They need to find a goal, and they need to do it now.
Yeah, absolutely, with only 30 seconds left. And we know some people say the 10 or 20-second rule. I like to say 30 seconds gives yourself a solid shot at finding a couple pass plays, finding an opportunity in front of the net. But with these big booming clears and such, it's just eating up so much time off the clock. AG will find the save here as well and continue to apply pressure. Now just 3 on the clock. The ball will fall, and AG will look to trudge their way back into this one. Penn Trafford was looking for the clean sweep, but AG will battle back. And again, we talked about a momentum shift. We saw it there late in that game. And now if they can continue to carry this forward, they could potentially tie the series up.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see that offensive pressure. You know, 1 goal apiece, a lot more shots on target from FadeX that game. It seems that one player really putting a lot of work on bringing the ball down. I think their defense also, was looking really strong. We saw a minute straight where Penn Trafford was just hammering the net with shots, and Albert Gallatin keeping the ball out time and time again, and then taking that energy and bringing it right back to the other side of the pitch. Beautiful play out of them. We head to game number 4 now. Penn Trafford still sitting on match point. Albert Gallatin looking for the reverse sweep. We'll have to see what goes on now here in game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot more bumps and a lot more demos from AG in that game as well. And again, I think it helps kind of slow the pace of the game down, especially for, people like Johnny and like Penn who've kind of been asserting themselves up the field, finding these long clears, finding these passing plays in front of the net and capitalizing almost every time. So AG making the proper adjustments, finding a way to slow this Penn Trafford team down a little bit. But unfortunately, they're going to have to pull off the reverse sweep if they want to come out on top and keep that undefeated season alive.
Yeah, but now it's FadeX's turn with the ball, starting things off strong here in game number 4. Johnny to make the save. Blix doesn't position his car properly to find a rebound touch to try and send towards the net. Extrencia going to give that one away to Johnny, who's bringing it downfield. The shot going to be wide as he just continues to keep this ball in the outer Gallatin corner. Extrencia's turn. Benjamin now looking to work his way up. Shot going to be just wide yet again. As he allowed now to make the clear. 30 seconds down, and Penn Trafford already with a strong offensive start. We'll have to see if that same motive sticks around for the rest of the game.
Yeah, both of these teams here duking it out, and again, you love to see it as AG has found a way back into this one here, but right now all the pressure being applied from Penn Trafford, and who else but Penn to Johnny yet again as they find the first goal. Now, unfortunately, we've seen whoever scores the first goal, it doesn't always work out for them. In those first 2 games, it was AG, then it was Penn Trafford who battled back. In game number 3, it was Penn Trafford who scored first, and AG battled back. So we'll see if we can keep that theme alive. I know AG would certainly hope so.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the script is written, AG is bound to win this game, but we'll see if Penn Trafford has different ideas. Blix is not going to find a shot on the ball there. Extrencia and Yolau working together as a pinch play. Extrencia, oh my goodness, it's saved off of his own car. Blix keeps that one away. And Albert Gallatin, stay alive, stay only down by 1. As that doubled scoreline could have been treacherous to work back from as the first 2 minutes almost done and dusted. 90 seconds down. FadeX working through the air. Benjamin keeping that one away now as Extrencia shot. Looking to follow this one. Yolau. A pass out to FadeX with Benjamin. A nice interception as he looks for another touch on the ball. Going to be whipped as it continues to bounce high. FadeX has to make the save and he will do so. Albert Gallatin looking good here on their defense.
Yeah, looking good so far on defense, but unfortunately they've got to get some shots in that shot column. The only game that they've won so far is when they have outshot Penn Trafford as well. So again, maybe needs to look for some of those bumps, some of those demos to help alleviate some of that pressure so they can have an opportunity downfield. There it is off the backboard to themselves. Benjamin will take things into their own hands and find goal number 2.
Yeah, Johnny was looking for something interesting there, but Benjamin says, nah, I'll do it all by myself. That's going to be another beautiful goal for Penn Trafford as they set up 2-0 with 3 minutes left on the clock. A kickoff going towards the Penn Trafford side of the field. Extrencia, a hard booming clear. Benjamin looking to work off his FadeX, the interception to come early. As Yolau sends one far away, can't capitalize off it. And hot, I think that's just one of those small issues with Albert Gallatin. These shots, they're not able to capitalize off of these booming clears because Penn Trafford, they're just playing the field a little bit better, have a lot more space to work with.
Yeah, a little more spread out. We've seen Penn Trafford kind of have those double and triple commits, especially in that last game. So doing a much better job of spreading the field, and Extrencia will grab their first goal here as well. We'll take one more look at it. That clear coming across midfield is always dangerous if you don't have a teammate to kind of push it out. And, I think Extrencia just saw that play coming, took an opportunity, capitalized, and after we've had 3 very, very close games, Penn Trafford finds themselves up by 3, but it's FadeX from downtown, and he gets one, looks to climb back in it.
Yeah, I mean, they see the shot, they're saying, hey, listen, we want to win this game. This is a game must win for them, truly. And FadeX says, listen, down by 3, not down by 2. It's like that. It's like the last 2 goals never happened. We're back to just a 2-0 game. A 3-1, the current scoreline. FadeX looking to bring this one downfield. Almost giving that one away to Johnny for free. Has to be careful. 1 versus 2 downfield. Has got it past 2 players. The bumped as well! And Yolau, the one to put it in the back of the net. But FadeX carrying that one downfield all by himself.
What great situational awareness. Continues to bump Extrencia into the goal. It was going to go in anyway, but Yolau making sure to capitalize. And again, Phenomenal awareness from FadeX. It just, you couldn't ask for a better play. Comes down, shoots the shot on goal, knows there's one defender in the way, and just muscles him into the back of the net. AG looking to climb back in this one after being down 3-0. They find 2 quick goals, but it's Johnny looking for an opportunity of their own. Extrencia into the corner. You can see that confidence from Extrencia has really picked up after that goal, continuing to fight here with just 1:45 left on the clock.
Yeah, and I mean, the stipulations on this game for Albert Gallatin, you know, not only beating a top 5 team so far in this division, but also proving that their 3 wins so far this season, mean a lot. And look at that shot from Johnny! Oh my goodness! The angle almost a 90-degree as Johnny sends it down beautifully. Bang in the back of the net. And Penn Trafford doubling the lead with 1:30 left.
Johnny be good, but that play was oh so bad. The angle so dirty as he just sneaks it on in, and that is one of the toughest shots to make. But again, Penn Trafford looking to make a statement, but FadeX, what a way to answer. Barely any time off the clock, 14 seconds, and he takes it into his own hands. We talked about FadeX has been the one shooting the shots, again, putting himself in a great position here to find the goal. And just when you think things are starting to get out of hand, AG able to reel it back in. Just 84 seconds left on the clock now to find the equalizer.
Yeah, I mean, the ball now in the wheels of FadeX yet again. The flick is not going to be strong enough. Extrencia and Johnny double committing to keep that one away as Johnny continuing to carry this one downfield with just FadeX back home. The 2 Titans battling it in net, but Yolau to keep it away. Extrencia now is turn with the ball going to be pinched downfield back into the wheels of Johnny. 1 minute and left. 60 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, as Albert Gallatin still down by 1. The shot is not going to be found by Yolau. Another one going to be wide. Johnny to make the clear with his possession now. Blix's turn. Extrencia, a pass away over to Johnny. And things seem to slow down here in the last minute.
A really nice give and go there. Unfortunately, a bit of a triple commit from Penn Trafford. That's haunted him in the pass. Blix looking for the flick off the post and in the net. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up with just 34 seconds to go. And Penn Trafford, after being up 3-0, find themselves tied up here in game number 4. And this just speaks volumes for this AG team. They are not ready to go silently into the night. They are fighting tooth and nail to get back in this one now. Just 30 seconds left on the clock as Johnny tries to work his magic.
Yeah, the flip reset's not going to work out in his favor. Doesn't get the touch that he wanted on the ball there. Yolau, a tap away, 20 seconds left. Shot from Extrencia to pinch things away. FadeX's turn up in the air high. Benjamin has to find the interception, but doesn't. Johnny, the saving grace for Penn Trafford. 10 seconds left. Both teams fighting to put a shot in the back of the net. Penn Trafford want to close this one out, but it looks like we're going to be heading to overtime. Unless Yolau finds anything, the ball just has to touch the ground. Johnny looking to carry things. 0 seconds. Blix makes the save. Benjamin, a shot down, and we have overtime in game number 4.
These guys got me on the edge of my seat. You couldn't ask for a better way to start out the TEC Rocket League series. This first series has been truly phenomenal as we find our second overtime in this series after a near quick in there as Johnny and crew were trying to just piece something together. Now on the back pedal though, in front of it, bounces in, and Extrencia does it in overtime. Penn Trafford will win the series. Both of these teams will now rest at 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody expected Johnny to find a touch there. Blix and Yolau were waiting on the backboard up in the air, and nothing came. A slow touch from Extrencia was all they needed to finish that one out. And you know what's sad, You know what I'm a little disappointed in? The overtimes that we saw were just so short.
Yeah.
We had, I think, a 12-second. I'm not sure how long that one was, but I feel like it was similar. It was such a short-lived overtime. Regardless, though, Penn Trafford take themselves 3-1. Albert Gallatin going to be sitting at that same record. And Penn Trafford, I mean, Albert Gallatin, I think no matter what, you know, my own personal bias looking at, you know, the wins that they had so far, I still think that they are a force to be reckoned with. They looked really strong against Penn Trafford today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They may not have gotten the win today, but they certainly have proved themselves. They have a plethora of talent on the field. We saw the aerial control. We saw the mechanical ability as well. So, I mean, AG playing lights out. It's their first year in the league, already 3-1 on the season, and almost got that from Penn Trafford as well. I mean, they've had a lot of great plays, just a few minor mistakes that came back to haunt them, but just, I mean, what a phenomenal first series to start out the day, TJ.
Yeah, phenomenal first series. And ladies and gentlemen, we still got two more to go. Our next game on the cards, Bishop Guilfoyle versus Greater Altoona. We've got another heck of a match coming up on your screens. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. We're going to head to a short break, but when we're back, Bishop Guilfoyle, CTC Greater Altoona. Stay tuned.
Hey, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and before we get into week number 3 of our Tech High School series, let's go ahead and take a look at our Power 5 rankings after 2 weeks of spring action. And just like we kick off our weeks with Valorant, let's start there with Division 1. Boyertown holding it down at the number 5 spot, sitting at 1-1, bouncing back this past week with a big 2-0 win over Portage Area. Franklin Regional coming in at that number 4 spot, also sitting at 1-1, but they did have to play the GOATs from Altoona. Now, Bishop Guilfoyle was able to start their season in week number 2 with a 13-0 over West Green, slotting them in at the number 3 spot. Forest Hills is going to be rocking that number 2 spot, 2-0 currently, but was pushed into overtime this past week against Penn Trafford, winning 14-12. And it's going to be Greater Altoona, as we mentioned earlier, able to take down number 4 Franklin Regional this week, still undefeated for the semester, and at that number 1 spot. In Division 2, we still got the GOATs of TEC Valorant in that top 5, but for now, they sit at 5, sitting currently at 1-1, but had a tough draw against Franklin Regional. Albert Gallatin were able to start off their season with a dub against West Branch, only dropping a single round, putting them in at number 4. Richland had the week off, but seeing as they still haven't dropped a round, we couldn't drop them outside of the top 3. Franklin Regional took down the GOATs of TEC Valorant in dominant fashion, putting them in at the number 2 spot. And Blacklick Valley High School had dropped just 5 rounds through their first 2 games, 4 of which came this past weekend against Portage Area, and they'll be sitting at number 1. Gateway started off their season in a knockout, drag-em-out series that went all 5 against Boyertown, putting Gateway at number 5 for now. Carmichael's area is going to slide in at that number 4 spot for now, 2-0, and was able to prevent the reverse sweep against Greenberg Central in week number 2. Albert Gallatin drifts into that number 3 spot as they were able to take down Winber by a series score of 3-1. California area are still holding it down in that number 2 spot at 2-0 and were able to sweep Laurel Highlands this past week. And that of course leaves Forest Hills, our fall champions, still sit undefeated. And as they end another sweep to their win streak here in TEC Rocket League, sitting at the top at number 1. In our Division 2 Rocket League, just like our Valorant top 5s, our D1 team still makes that top 5 for D2, as Forest Hills also comes in at number 5. Richland slides in at that number 4 spot with a dub against Brownsville area in their week 2 action. Boyertown were taking the distance in their matchup against Westmont Hilltop, but following a sweep in week number 1, they'll be our number 3 squad. Gateway drifts in at the number 2 spot after starting their D2 season with a sweep after having a week off in week number 1, which leaves us with Jefferson Morgan in that pole position right now. Off the back of a second sweep to start off their spring, let's see how long they can keep this streak going. And of course, you can't forget that on Wednesday, we Overwatch. And in Division 1, Raiders Johnstown were able to bounce back after a tough loss in week 1 with a sweep against Chartiers Houston, moving them into the 5 spot. Boyertown holding it down in the 4 spot after also bouncing back from a week 1 loss with a big sweep against Portage Area. Gateway were able to start off their season with a big sweep against Forest Hills, putting them in at the 3 spot. Winber was able to follow up their sweep in week 1 with another one in week number 2, sliding them in at 2nd. But they're still looking up at Central Cambria in that pole position, who was also able to sweep both of their matchups so far in the spring. And in Division 2 action, we've seen nothing but sweeps so far this season. In at 5 is Uniontown started off their D2 season with a dub against Chartiers Houston. Our number 4 squad is going to be Penn Trafford, who started off their season with a win against Moshannon Valley. West Branch was able to take down Ferndale in their semester opener, putting them in at 3rd. Franklin Regional's win against Portage Area is going to be good enough for that number 2 spot. And sitting in at that top spot is Westmont Hilltop after a big W against Boyertown to start the spring. So don't forget that you guys can tune in each and every week, Monday through Thursday, starting at 2:30 Eastern Time on all of our channels for more Tech High School action. And make sure you're keeping out for our top fives and more, as we're bringing y'all more content than ever. Make sure that when you guys see those videos, you leave the video a comment, hook it up with a like, and of course, make sure you're subscribing if you're watching over on YouTube. And until we catch y'all back over here for the next one, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tech High School series. We are in week 4 of Rocket League. Best of 5 still going on, but we got a little bit of sad news, I guess, TJ, because we're going to be missing out on one of these games.
Yeah, unfortunately, missing out on Franklin Regional and Carmichael's area. That was the match that we were supposed to actually watch. I know I said Altoona and Bishop Guilfoyle before the break. We were supposed to watch them, but I think scheduling issues and a little bit of hiccups along the way, that match is going to get rescheduled to later in the season. But hey, it means that when I said that Bishop Guilfoyle and Altoona were next, I was correct. It just took me a while to be correct, but we do have this game ready to go up on your screens in just a few moments. Altoona and Bishop Guilfoyle. Altoona's currently sitting at 1-2. Bishop Guilfoyle sitting at 1-1. I think this is, one of those games where we figure out which team, is truly looking to work their way up in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, Greater Altoona had a kind of a tough start to their season, but Bishop Guilfoyle, as you mentioned, 1-1 as well. And, DB Kelly, who is on the team of Greater Altoona, is actually has been running production here as well for some of the games. So getting a little bit involved in the scene here as well. But yeah, I mean, at least on paper, two evenly matched teams at the moment, but certainly both are going to be very, very hungry for this win.
Yeah, very, very hungry. Again, I love to talk about how we're in that kind of mid-season badness area where at any moment a team can jump or just completely fall in the standings. And I think this is, week 4 is, the snowball effect of that. Is this the week where a team starts to sprout off and end on a streak of wins, or is this where they start to fall down and kind of crumble near the end? We're going to be waiting for these players to get in on the lobby. But it's another thing that you said here, Hot, Altoona is a team that's 1-2, but if we look at the games that they've played so far, they've lost to Connellsville and California area, two very strong teams in the standings so far. California area 3-1, Connellsville 2-1, and I even think their one loss was against a very strong team. So excited to see if this is, the turning point for Greater Altoona where, they hit an even scoreline today, or if Bishop Guilfoyle, they reach a positive scoreline and they continue to work their way up these standings.
Yeah, and DB Kelly and Mr. May have played together for quite a few seasons now. Cosmic has come in and certainly been a phenomenal addition to the team as well. So I've seen a few of their games. They're certainly playing very, very well. I haven't got to catch as many games here from the Bishop Guilfoyle D1 team. So I'm really excited to see what they do between Peace, Belong, and Minotaur here as well. So I'm ready for this banger to happen. We've got 5 minutes on the clock. Game 1 and a best of 5 is underway.
Game 1. Unfortunately, only 2 games today on the stream, but hopefully another banger like we saw of Penn Trafford versus, I'm blanking on the team.
Albert Gallatin.
But hey, we've got Bishop Guilfoyle and Greater Altoona starting things off here in game number 1. DB Kelly up on the sidewall, bringing this one right back down as he looks for a little more here off the sidewall, continuing to push it through. It's in front of the net. Elite Cosmic not able to capitalize as the ball rolls down to the other side of the field. Now it's in the hands of Mr. Matt. Try and bring things back.
Mr. Matt looking to carry out across midfield. The ball does get a little away as Cosmic will take it away. The booming clear, looking for the double tap, and already showcasing some of that aerial control there. Nearly connects with that one. Mr. May with a second chance opportunity. A banger off the side wall, and GACTC will be up by 1.
Yeah, beautiful banger off the wall. I mean, no time to react from Peace there, and that's going to be Greater Altoona, the first goal of the series. Mr. Mess, slam of a shot to the back of the net, another kickoff underway. As a demo from Elite Cosmic onto Peace, Mr. Med, ball control yet again. Minute down, looking for a second goal. Peace able to make the save, keeps that one away. Elite Cosmic working it back down the field now. As I belong to Jesus, he's getting strung up in net, but still able to keep the ball away.
Yeah, and right now, Greater Altoona looking like the more aggressive team, that faster-paced team. They've done a great job of maintaining possession down here on the Bishop Guilfoyle thus far, as we see I Belong to Jesus looking to carry out. Now back in front of the net, a dangerous position to be in. Kelly waiting patiently to splash it on in.
And Minotaur, unfortunately, an unfortunate touch and rolls up the wall, gets half of his wheel stuck on the post there and completely flies away. Unable to make the save as Bishop Guilfoyle now down by 2. Mr. Man, DB Kelly starting things off strong. Another kickoff underway. Peace, though, able to get a piece of that ball, sends it down towards the Altoona net. Mr. Med, though, now slowly bring this one through. A flip reset over. Minotaur continues to carry it down past Peace. looking to get it past I Belong to Jesus, but the bump front piece keeps that one away. A beautiful showing from Mr. May. Unfortunately, no goal to come of it yet.
Yeah, Mr. May looking like Lionel Messi out there with a razzle-dazzle over the defenders. Now tucked to the corner. I Belong to Jesus looking to carry out one defender to beat, but Mr. May will get there in time as well. Now to the sidewall, we see him in the background, looking to settle this one down, find the booming clear. Over the head of two defenders, one to beat. Minotaur trying to circle around. Will find the touch, but back at midfield is Mr. May, and they have been absolutely everywhere on this field today, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, he is doing everything so far here in game number 1. If he keeps this up for the rest of the series, Altoona are just looking to shut this one down, make it a quick 3-0, but DB Kelly and Elite Cosmic working their way in the Bishop Guilfoyle side of the field. Piece a nice clear away. Mr. Meth opts to close things down. It's going to be Elite Cosmic's turn with the ball as he follows this one. Piece a nice booming clear away, but into the hands of Mr. Meth. Now off the ceiling, going to be bouncing down. I Belong to Jesus and PG Minotaur. Sending that one towards their own corner. Elite Cosmic's turn, sends it up high for Mr. Meta to work with, but he's going to opt to stay away from it. Bishop Guilfoyle respecting that play. With 2 minutes left, Mr. Meta, another booming clear. Piece's turn with the ball now.
Yeah, Peace looks to carry up the sidewall, but DB Kelly will win the 50 toward the net as well, but the defense will find the stop, looks to pressure out, but Cosmic is already there to keep the pressure applied. A bit of a triple commit as Bishop Guilfoyle will coagulate into the corner. The ball bouncing down in front of the net once more, looking for a second chance opportunity. Isn't quite there just yet. Cosmic looking to do it backwards, but again, it looks like Bishop Guilfoyle will be able to find the booming clear, but not for long here, TJ.
Yeah, now it's another shot on target from Mr. Man, but Minotaur keeps that one away. Another one from Cosmic. DB Kelly has an open net in front of him, puts it away. I Belong to Jesus can't get back in time. And that offensive pressure from Altoona that we've seen all game so far hot just continues to suppress Bishop Guilfoyle. That's going to be a 3-0 lead with 1:30 left.
Yeah, Kelly finding himself in good position in front of the net. Doesn't have to do anything fancy. Just make sure to secure the goal and give his team that 3-point lead now with just 95 seconds left on the clock. We'll see if Bishop Guilfoyle can find a way to battle back here, but Mr. May through the air again, showcasing that mechanical ability. The pass to DB, not quite there, over the head. A couple defenders here in the background looking to be beat, but unfortunately they find the stop, and it's Mr. May again, carrying it back across midfield. Peace with a takeaway. Kelly with a save, and a bit of back and forth here, TJ.
Yeah, Bishop Guilfoyle's finally showing some offensive pressure, but things are slowed down. The ball's basically given away to Mr. Med. The save has to be made by Peace in minutes, or it will happen. As now DB's Kelly turn on the sidewall. Minute left. 60 seconds. Minotaur, nice clear. Now I Belong to Jesus. Has to get it past Cosmic. Unable to do so. The offensive pressure from Altoona continues to speak volumes, and we have a 4-0 lead. Game 1 certainly going the way of Greater Altoona here.
Yeah, they're just a very fast-paced team, and that's what I always look for in great teams. Fast-paced aggression, the ability to go up into the air and attack the ball. And I mean, they seem to be firing on all cylinders at the moment. The teamwork is there, and they're just playing very, very well together from the whole crew. So we'll take a look at Mr. May driving up the field here once more. The ball floating high and dry near in front of the net. The touch from Kelly into the midfield. A booming clear from Bishop Guilfoyle here, though, looking for an opportunity in front of the net. But Cosmic already finds this one and sends it in the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just seeing the level of skill shown. Cosmic chain dashing off of the wall there. I mean, this guy's got stunts even when they're up by 4. You know, we got a little bit of funny business going on from him, showing off what he can do best. As Elite Cosmic, looking for a redirect here. It's going to be just touched a little bit too high and a little bit too wide. Mr. Met can't find the shot. Elite Cosmic's turn, though, yet again. 2 goals from him so far this game. 10 seconds left, and Altoona, you know, they're just doing victory laps.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting shot after shot, and unfortunately no way to clear that one out from BG, is kind of all members resting in front of the net there. So just kind of got to work on some of those basic fundamentals, spreading the field, working on those rotations so that you're not double committing as well. And I think, you know, certainly they could change the outcome of this. Sometimes those first game jitters get in the way as well. So I think game 2 is going to be incredibly important here for Bishop Guilfoyle.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course a feeler game. Game 1's always just a feeler between these two teams. Altoona just feeling a little bit stronger there. I mean, shots on target, 5, 3, and 6. That is 14 shots for Altoona, up against just 3 from Bishop Guilfoyle. Of course, you know, the save's still back in their direction. So we know that Bishop Guilfoyle can be strong in net. They just need to work on getting that ball downfield just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and I think it comes off of some of those basic fundamentals that we talked about, those rotations, making sure that we're not double or triple committing. And it just kind of goes back to those team comms. But it's all about building that team chemistry, and that does happen over time. Bishop Guilfoyle is one of those newer schools over the last couple seasons, whereas Greater Altoona has been a staple of TEC for a long time. We've
Yeah.
seen Mr. May and DB Kelly play together as a team for a long time. So maybe some of that experience, that extra team chemistry is coming into play here, but we'll have to take a look here in game number 2.
Another kickoff underway. Bishop Guilfoyle looking to start some offensive pressure here in game number 2. Gotta start working on it as Key sends that one downfield, looking to chase this one as well, but no, gonna give it away to Elite Cosmic, who's following this one all the way back down to the Bishop Guilfoyle side of the field. DB Kelly looking for something here in the corner, not going to make much of it as Mr. Mess turned to send it towards the backboard. Elite Cosmic back with ball control, gets it past I Belong to Jesus, as looking for the double touch. It's down. The bounce is going to be a little bit too low, though, as Peace able to get a piece of that one, makes the save. I Belong to Jesus, and Peace working together to clear this one away. As DB Kelly, a beautiful bump, is going to send it back to Cosmic, shot off the side wall, and Albert Altoona already looking good here in game number 2.
Yeah, and honestly, Bishop Guilfoyle kind of keeping them at bay a little bit. We already saw a couple scores by this point, I think, in game number 1. So maybe Bishop Guilfoyle making the proper adjustments to slow down this Altoona team a bit. But again, we talk about consistency being key, especially in a game like Rocket League. So you have to pay tough for the full 5 minutes. And once more, it's Greater Altoona knocking at the net, looking for opportunity after opportunity. A nice shot, but DB Kelly able to get up into the air, back in time to find the save, the counterattack, and Mr. May from a distance does it yet again.
Yeah, that save, it was a 3-man play. DB Kelly to Elite Cosmic to Mr. May. The counterattack happens quicker than we see a shot on target from Bishop Guilfoyle and Altoona. Start off with a 1-goal lead. It took them a little bit longer than what we saw in game number 1. So I think Bishop Guilfoyle is starting to, find their stride, but they've got to keep working at it because you have a team as strong as Altoona here. They just continue to slam your net with shots. And as I say that, another one. No, DB Kelly's going to hit it wide. Missed touch as Elite Cosmic's turn with the ball now. Gets it past Peace. Going to be shot up high off the backboard. Mr. Met shot on target. Wide yet again. DB Kelly looking to carry this one towards the corner, but Altoona right now hot. They are just looking absolutely stellar.
Yeah, just completely controlling the possession of the ball, and Bishop Guilfoyle hasn't gotten many opportunities on the other side of the field. We see him already at midfield again, taking this one away. Putting it up in front of the net is dangerous because Mr. May is going to capitalize on those opportunities almost every time.
Yeah, Peace just did not find the right touch on that ball. Definitely didn't want to send it towards the net, probably towards the corner there, but the doink up high is basically a setup pass for Mr. Man to work with, and if he sees an opportunity, he is going to take it. We've seen it all the time in game number 1, now in game number 2. The same deal throughout the entire season even, as DB Kelly now set up in the corner, Peace to make the clear. Minotaur control the ball, gets it past Cosmic, and Bishop Guilfoyle gonna find their first goal of the series here in game number 2.
Yeah, a great shot at that. We'll take one more look here as Minotaur off the sidewall. We see the defense trying to get back, but already way up there in front of him off that pass from Peace there. And again, just a great shot by Minotaur. And hopefully this can be kind of that spark that ignites the flame, gives them that confidence going forward, and maybe they'll be able to tie it up here.
Yeah, I want to see them tie this one up. It's going to be rough, though. Altoona, I don't want to say they made a mistake there, but as we can see, they are just continuing to pummel shots into the back of the Bishop Guilfoyle net. This time, Elite Cosmic to put one in the back as DB Kelly didn't need to do much there except give him a doink up to work with. Peace not able to get back in time. That's going to be Bishop Guilfoyle now down by 2. Have to bring themselves back into this one. Piece, the kickoff's not going to go his way. Mr. Meth sends it down to the Bishop Guilfoyle side. A pass already up to Peace. And Bishop Guilfoyle just looking a little bit too slow here. Altoona is just such a quick team here.
Yeah, they're so quick, so aggressive as we see him barely able to get back in time and find that save there off the shot from Peace. I Belong to Jesus looking to continue that pressure, but DB Kelly, a nice pass to mid. Peace will read this one, sniff it out, and tuck it back toward the GACT side, but not for long. Look at these passing plays. You absolutely love to see this team chemistry from Altoona here as they continue to pass back and forth and find these opportunities. Peace, though, looking for a counter opportunity of their own.
Yeah, Doesn't follow that ball off the sidewall, sends it to the backboard, and Mr. May is going to take full opportunity to bring this one down to the other side of the pitch. A shot towards the corner, going to get it past Peace as he now has control. It's a 1 versus 1 against DB Kelly. Mr. May still working his way back now in the corner as the ball's going to be awkward off the corner, but again, cleared away as DB Kelly looking to chase this one down. It's his turn with the ball. A tap. It's going to be off the post. Mr. Med doesn't read the touch early enough as Elite Cosmic's turn now up on the sidewall. Has to find a shot down here. Peace to send it away. Mr. Med looking to equalize now is Peace, and DB Kelly sitting in net, going to find the touch away. And right now, Hot, I mean, Bishop Guilfoyle, they've looked strong in some points, but Mr. Meh, a hat trick in game number 2. And again, these counterattacks from Altoona are just so deadly.
You know, Mr. Meh is just not a very suiting name. I think he needs to change to Mr. Awesome, because we see a lot of crazy plays from this kid out here on the pitch season after season as they continuously seem to get better and better. Bishop Guilfoyle looking to fight back in this one. A nice shot off kickoff. But DB Kelly able to find the save, knocks it away. Mr. May with a demo as well, but Peace fires a banger, and they're able to find one more.
Yeah, I think Peace has been one of the better players here on Bishop Guilfoyle so far. They've really, had these powerful shots or have been setting up his teammates to work off of these plays. And, we see it there, absolute textbook. Peace sends one home. Bishop Guilfoyle still down by 2. But a minute to work in here, Hot. I think there's still plenty of time for them to find another goal and maybe, some 0-second wonders.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm a fan of the 30-second rule, so they have plenty of time to find a way to set up some plays and get 2 goals, find that equalizer, and potentially send this into overtime. Certainly no easy task against this talented GACTC team. We see Bishop Guilfoyle once more on the tack, looking for an opportunity. A bit of a double commit from Greater Altoona, but it won't come back to haunt them just yet. This one will fall to the wayside. Cosmic, a nice pass into the corner. May fires a shot and does it yet again.
Yeah, I mean, just an absolute demon. 5 shots, 4 goals, 80% shooting rate. As I belong to Jesus, unable to react to that one. The bangers out of Mr. Man on the skyline have been absolutely deadly, and I think Altoona has closed out this game.
Yeah, I mean, throw the hats on the ground. Mr. May has deserved, he got the hat trick and some. We'll see Cosmic put in a quick one as well. And, unfortunately, it might be 6-2, but honestly, this game was much, much closer than the scoreline allows. Unfortunately, when you are down by a couple goals, you then have to cheat forward. You have to try to find some of those sketchy goals, take all of that risk looking for the reward. Unfortunately, it does open up that backfield, and on those counterattacks, it can make it a little easier for that opposing team.
Yeah, I mean, the game unfortunately washed for Bishop Guilfoyle here in game number 2, but as you said, this was a 4-2 scoreline just seconds ago. I think Bishop Guilfoyle had more than enough chances to try and bring this one back. Cosmic is just going to put the icing on the cake. 7-2, 10 seconds left. Bishop Guilfoyle going to have to figure out a new game plan for game number 3, because it's not even, when we watched Penn Trafford versus Albert Galveston, we were talking about how Johnny was one of the star players on Penn Trafford. You can't just focus a star player on Altoona, because all of them are putting up absolute work for this team. I mean, textbook passing, textbook rotations. There's just so little cracks that Bishop Guilfoyle have to work with where they have to start creating their own.
Yeah, I think that's why this Greater Altoona team is so good, right? Is that there is no one set star. Everybody has that ability to get up and make plays happen. Everybody has that ability to score from nearly anywhere on the field. So it's just like every player on Greater Altoona is so dangerous. So, but again, I think it's still okay to find those bumps. Look for those demos. Try to help alleviate some of that pressure. Even if you only demo one person, now you have a 3v2. It might kind of make it a little bit easier. I'm just a fan of the bumps, the demos, the aggression style play.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I think that's just one of those play styles where players at this skill level, especially if you can master that type of play style, it completely disrupts the offensive and defensive line of some of these teams. So they really have to, get into that mindset of, hey, listen, I don't want to commit somebody to net, because I know we've seen a lot of teams where they commit somebody to that third man in net. But instead, it's really nice to see teams that commit a third man forward to get those demos to really set themselves up properly. But so far, Bishop Guilfoyle struggling to, wake up here in this game.
Yeah, it's just, it's just, Greater Altoona has been a staple of TEC for such a long time. And Mr. May and DB Kelly have been on this team for a long time as well. So I think just the experience there as well, is tough to beat. Bishop Guilfoyle has a lot of really nice moments, a lot of really key points that we see. But again, it's just some of those minor mistakes from the rotations and the third man coming up, and keeping that ball down on that opposing territory. So just a few minor mistakes to correct, and we could see a different outcome. But again, Greater Altoona, especially today, just seems to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, even DB Kelly, he was a star in game number 1. Game number 2, didn't have to do much because Elite Cosmic and Mr. Mess said, hey, I'm going to wake up too. We're going to be just as strong and show up just as proud. Peace to start things off here. Pass over to I Belong to Jesus, who sent that one down far. DB Kelly to make the save. The third man wall for Altoona has been putting up numbers here in saves, although hasn't had to do much as Bishop Guilfoyle, their offensive pressure, has yet to really shine. Demos, though, coming through here, I think that's something that we really need to see coming out of them just a little bit more. I like to see one, but I want to see plenty.
Yeah, punches in bunches, so to speak. We love the demos as well. But, I mean, these kids are just so much fun to watch. They get up into the air quickly. They attack the ball. They don't leave much room or retail for the opposing team to work with. And it's just so much fun to watch, even that much more fun to cast. As we see Greater Altoona once more pressing down the field. A nice chip shot from DB off the crossbar, and it's Cosmic with a second chance opportunity to put this one on home. They'll find their first goal here in the 55 seconds.
Yeah, beautiful passing play. Cosmic to Kelly, back to Cosmic. I mean, you can't ask for a better play. I mean, this is passing play that you only see from a few teams in this league. Altoona is one of those teams, and they are one of the best at it.
Absolutely. I think that's why they're so much fun to watch, that team chemistry. They just play so well together. The give and goes. Everybody is selfless on the team because everybody knows that they have the ability to score. So they're not afraid. They have that confidence in their teammate to be able to put it in just as they would. So right now, again, as we said, just kind of firing on all cylinders. The team chemistry is there, but Bishop Guilfoyle showing some life. We see those bumps. We see those demos downfield now, opening up maybe a little more opportunities for Bishop Guilfoyle.
Yeah, and I like that shot up in the air from Peace. He needs a teammate to work with. We see what DB Kelly and Cosmic just did. They need to replicate that. They need to send 2 men down, so that way once that ball is off the crossbar and nobody from Altoona is there, somebody from Bishop Guilfoyle should be right there, ready to make that shot, ready to boom it to the back of the net. A shot, though, almost an own goal. DB Kelly gets cool shotted into the ball, but Peace able to make the save. 2 minutes down, looking for a second goal here as Altoona get to find it as Bishop Guilfoyle looking to get this ball out of their half.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play. Almost an own goal, then almost an old pool shot goal, but somehow they dodge a bullet and a goal to keep this one alive and within 1. But on the attack once more is Greater Altoona. DB Kelly on the back pedal. The touch here from the teammate, though, and now a second chance opportunity off the backboard. Here comes Cosmic and the bouncer. The give and goes, the pass plays. Looking absolutely phenomenal out here is Greater Altoona.
Again, DB Kelly backboard to Cosmic. Second time we've seen it this game, not the first time we've seen it in this, not even the second time we've seen it in this series. I mean, these guys are just showing out Bishop Guilfoyle. Just a rough time controlling the ball here. Cosmic has so much space to work with. Minotaur, I like that aggression. Has to get down deep into the backfield to really work on, keeping that ball on the Altoona side. But, I mean, these heavy clears, the difference between these teams and between what Altoona does and others is that when they heavy clear, there's a second man downfield ready to receive it. And that is what is, putting up so much pressure, and Bishop Guilfoyle is just unable to handle it.
Yeah, and especially on the other side of things, when Bishop Guilfoyle is attacking, I'd like to see more players looking for that, what I call the play after the play. So you're going downfield with the ball, maybe you take a shot or you pass it. As you're circling out for that rotation, look for that bump or that demo down there in front of the net. So I like to see it maybe looking a little more for that play after the play, so to speak.
I completely agree. I mean, there's no big demo, there's no big pass on the rotation back. Even just a simple back pass, so the ball just isn't always in the wheels of Altoona, would be absolutely excellent. Elite Cosmic, looking to find a piece of it, gonna be demoed instead. I'd like to see a couple more of those, maybe on the Altoona side of the pitch. But it's good to even see that on their defense here, clearing out the backfield so that way they can work it back down, as we just see. Now they need that second man here. A bicycle kick from I Belong to Jesus is going to let Minotaur put one home, and Bishop Guilfoyle still able to score in game number 3. Have to find a couple more to bring themselves back into it, though.
And we see all three down here on the triple commit. And that's what I'm talking about. One of these players needs to maybe be going for that bump on that goalie or on that defender, maybe not having all three attack the ball, so to speak. So again, got to work on spreading that out a little bit, making sure we're using those team comms, but certainly a phenomenal shot from Bishop Guilfoyle as they look to climb back in this one. Maybe that can be that little confidence booster to get him rolling here in game number 3.
90 seconds left, and Mr. Met puts another one in the back of the net. The confidence booster, it's there, but Mr. Met says, hey, listen, one goal is shaky enough. We got to keep going here. And DB Kelly putting up a playmaker in this game. Haven't seen that so far on the A stream, but 3 assists from him so far, doing so much work for Mr. Met and Elite Content to put balls in the back of the net.
Balls into the back of the net. That's the objective here. And right now, Greater Altoona doing a slightly better job as they have been absolutely relentless, like a firing squad down here on the Bishop Guilfoyle side. A couple long booming clears in both directions. Mr. May looking to carry off the wall, and look at that aerial control. But, you know, we saw Minotaur going up into there. Yeah, they didn't quite get the touch, but that's what we want to see. We want to see these kids going up and challenging that ball. That's how you're going to get better. So love to see that out of Bishop Guilfoyle here. DB Kelly with a nice shot on goal. It won't fall quite just yet, but again, they continue to attack the net and keep the ball down here on this Bishop Guilfoyle side. Looks like DB Kelly looking for the flip reset. Doesn't quite go their way. A big booming play in front of the net. Bishop Guilfoyle looking to come back in this one.
And this is another one of those moments where we see the 2-4 scoreline with about a minute left here, Todd. I'd like to see an explosion off this next kickoff, something uber aggressive, whether it's a demo off the play or even a fake to just give themselves early possession to work back downfield. They got to do something unorthodox here because their standard play, while yes, it's netted them a few goals, it continues to give even more to Altoona.
Yeah, again, I think it's just so tough against this Altoona team. They're so fast. The car's always in motion. They do a great job of boost management as well. And every player has that aerial ability. They can get up, find these stops on defense, get up, find these long passing plays on offense as well. So, again, they just play so well together, a cohesive unit for sure.
Yeah, I think probably the most cohesive unit, despite being, I think they're 1-2 right now. I think they're 2 losses against 2 very good teams in this league, and I'm expecting them to look even stronger as the season progresses, as this passing play is just almost unmatched in terms of quality of play that we see on our screens right now. And with 5 seconds left, another goal, Cosmic in the back of the net. That's going to be a nice 3-0 sweep for the Greater Altoona region as they move, I believe, up to an even scoreline, 2-2 in the standings, although I don't think that standing overall represents the true greatness that this team has.
Yeah, you know, and I always say if you're going to lose, it's best to find those losses at the beginning of the season, kind of get that out of the way as you begin to build your team. So, you know, honestly, they can still win out for the rest of the season, find themselves in a good playoff seed, and have a good fight for the championship.
Yeah, I think they definitely have a good fight for the championship once they make it to playoffs. I think this is a team that we definitely see back in the postseason. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-0 on your screen. Greater Altoona looking absolutely unstoppable against Bishop Guilfoyle. 4 goals allowed, and I want to say at least 20 goals scored from Altoona in that match, looking absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I think we saw 6 in that one, 7 in the previous one. I can't quite remember the scoreline of the first game, but, you know, really just putting on an absolute clinic out there. Greater Altoona coming to 2-2. Bishop Guilfoyle will fall to 1-2, but, man, a lot of great Rocket League today. That first series was incredibly exciting as well.
Yeah, Albert Gallatin and Penn Trafford was a series you definitely didn't want to miss, but that is all we have. As Hot Sauce said, all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we weren't able to watch Franklin Regional versus Carmichael's. That'll be rescheduled to later in the season, so maybe you'll see us back on that one in a couple of weeks' time. But again, all we have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I think some other games are still going on. Probably going to try and raid one of those. As you know, we still got, I believe, the B, C, and D stream, as I think they still have all 3 games out. But thank you guys all for watching. It was excellent Rocket League here today. My name was TJ, Hot Sauce on the mic as well. We had an excellent time here today. We're going to sign off, send you guys to some other Rocket League action here at TEC. Have a good rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow for some Overwatch. Peace out.